Welcome back to the Off the Crossbar podcast. Round of 16 is now complete, and my God, did that not disappoint?
I mean, it was about damn time. It looked ropey for the last few fixtures, admittedly, but then yesterday, yes, did we get delivered the best present that we could ask for from this tournament?
Exactly. I mean, literally all of the talking points could have just been off yesterday's two games alone.
Even before the game even happened.
I mean, should we just talk about the big one then? Portugal, Switzerland, Ronaldo.
Oh, was that the big one?
Bench.
Was that the big one yesterday? I don't want to talk about that guy.
Yeah, I'll give myself a bit of time to mock him.
You want to say talk about Ronaldo? Go and watch Talk TV. They need the viewers.
Exactly. I mean, we can also use the viewers for our YouTube videos. So make sure you search us Off the Crossbar podcast on YouTube.
It's just a full podcast. It's literally what they're listening to right now.
Exactly. But Morocco beating Spain on penalties 3-0. I mean, Spain really are the biggest fucking frauds there is, isn't there? Aren't they?
You just don't get them. Yeah, you just can't get them. They are the most confusing team in all football. They plays high quality, very attacking football, yet a lot of the time still end up just not being able to deliver.
I mean, it's literally, excluding the Euros last year where they got to the semi-finals, every competition post-Euro 2012, they've just been shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, shit is a bit of a strong one because they weren't terrible in this. They had the majority of chances, even if the better ones came in extra time.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't overly bad until it got to the penalty shootout. But, I mean, you can't try and win a game against any opposition when your attacking three is Dani Olmo, Marco Asensio, and Ferran Torres. Like, come on.
But see, I counter that with the same lineup against Costa Rica 1-0. This is the difference. This is the difference between Spain against a highly organised team that will not back down against them and just lets them do what they want.
Yeah, I mean, like, no disrespect to Costa Rica, but their leveling quality is much, much different to Morocco. And then, say if Spain were to play it, obviously they played Germany in their group, a different level of opposition. You can't be in a knockout 16 game. I'm sorry, but you can't be having them three up top.
No, none of them. I feel like the way that this tournament has gone, how did Alvaro Morata not start?
Mm-hmm.
They look better in terms of having chances when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, he seems to be able to
Alvaro Morata as a player, but he seems to make them play just better.
100%. And it just confuses me as to why Luis Enrique just made them decisions. It's so baffling. Playing Marco Asensio that far forward, like he's never played in that position at Real Madrid. He's played out wide very rarely for Real Madrid, but he's mainly more.
You'd think it would be Ferran Torres who would have been through the middle,
which would have made a bit more sense. But it really baffled me when I saw that lineup and them three up front. And that's when, like, when the team news came out and I saw them three with their attacking three, I had a feeling then that Spain weren't going to win this.
The more it went on, it was like there's only so many times you could just go with plan A and just pass. Oh, here's a good shoot. You got to think, no, pass.
But it's not like they were passing in an attacking sense. They were passing sideways.
It was like watching Man City.
But at
before Erling Haaland, Man City.
Yeah, you can't say this season. But it's so confusing. Like you say, no matter what you think of Alvaro Morata and all the memes that have happened over him, he still knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. Whether it be offside 1,000,001 times or score 1,000,001 times, he knows what to do. And to have him on the bench, as well as the likes of Ansu Fati, Alejandro Baldi, who can play in a further forward position, it's to me, it's just baffling.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just a bit weird. I saw it was the stat that came up. I think it was the middle of extra time. Morocco had done like 200 passes and Spain had 800. It was like,
Yeah.
how have you done that many passes and created fuck all?
Yeah, it really is just crazy.
Not good.
I mean,
And this hasn't gone down well in Spain, as you can imagine.
oh, 100%. It doesn't
I haven't seen
surprise me.
the El Chiringuito clips, but I'm sure they're amazing.
Mm. And then we get to the
described
penalty.
A great
Go on.
fiasco I've seen somewhere.
Does that end
Luis
Luis Enrique's tenure?
Yeah. I feel like it has to, doesn't it?
Yeah. But then the question is, who do they get in?
That is the question, yeah. It's like who is available? And who would want it right now? Who could fit what Spain have just implemented now over all these years? I know you could stay away from Unai fucking Emery, all right? He's our manager. He's taking us to the Champions League.
And then you think, though, of some of their players in this team, and how much does he want to be thinking of the Euros in 2 years' time and then the next World Cup in 2026? Because Alvaro Morata is 30 years old. You've got, obviously, Sergio Busquets, who's getting on. Jordi Alba as well is 33. Like, you got to be starting to do a bit of changing of some of the old guard and the
which I feel like they tried to do defensively for this tournament. They left Piqué and Ramos at home, rightly so. Maybe not Ramos. I feel like they could have actually done with him just for a bit of that extra experience and leadership. Because they were left, they left themselves with Rodri and Laporte as the defence. Laporte, yes, you could accept. Rodri. Put Rodri in your midfield. Get rid of Busquets. Put Rodri in the middle of the midfield with Pedro and Gavi.
Yeah, like I know Pep Guardiola has done some crazy things. Like if you remember a couple of years back playing Fernandinho in defence, he's never played fucking Rodri in defence.
Pep Guardiola has been left with one fit centre back at least one time a season, and still he's never put Rodri in there.
Like, fucking who the hell puts Rodri as centre back?
It was baffling, but it always worked, except for the Japan game when it didn't.
Oh yeah. All the things, putting Rodri, one of the best holding midfielders in the world at this minute in time, as centre half. Just
no, lad, we need you to stay back a little bit more.
And then can we get on to the penalties itself?
Yeah, speaking of Busquets, Jesus Christ. They watched Japan yesterday and went, hold my cerveza.
I thought he was going to say sangria then.
Yeah, I was trying to think, can I make this better? Hold my San Miguel instead.
Oh my God, they were bad penalties.
Dude, horrific. What is
the fact that apparently there was a report...
Yeah, carry on.
That apparently he sent them homework to practice penalties pre-tournament and during the tournament. So they've apparently took like 1,000 penalties. He said,
yeah. Like,
and this all
bullshit. You can't tell me they're practicing to take it as slowly as possible. What is I can't keep saying this. I don't know they're not really listening to us. But just take this with any single football pundit that is telling them. Just hit the thing.
Yeah. Don't take your stupid run up.
Yeah. Stop trying to fool the keeper. If he goes the right way, he goes the right way. But at least you've hit it hard enough to try and put it in.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. You see these stupid run-ups now. Just fucking hurry up, place the ball down, do your run-up, and then blast it.
I forgot who it was who said it. Was it either the Japan penalties or the Spain penalties? But the co-commentator, whoever it was, said, oh, they look nice, but when you miss them, you look like an absolute fool.
Yeah, which is 100% true.
Yeah. I'd rather miss having tried to do a very good penalty than miss one trying to be clever and looking like an idiot.
Yeah, doing a 6 million yard run up, doing a trillion steps, and then just for it to be one of the worst penalties ever taken. You're like, what? Just take 3 steps back, run onto it, place it past the keeper.
And also for players that have supposedly taken 100 million penalties, they couldn't have looked more nervous. Sarabia, his face, I knew he was missing the second he took it.
Yeah, but also, can we? What on earth was that choice? Sarabia first, Carlos Soler second, Busquets third.
Yeah, I thought that was odd, but it's this thing.
Why is Morata not stepping up?
Why do the substitutes always take the penalties?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just down to having supposedly fresher legs, even though they've not been on the pitch long enough to get used to it?
Well, Carlos Soler had been, because he'd been brought on in the 63rd minute, where Sarabia, 118 minutes, he's going to be warmed up and ready.
Sarabia's still disheartened after hitting the post.
But why you bring on Morata at the same time as Carlos Soler, and Morata doesn't take your first penalty?
Yeah, there's this thing that you have to leave them to last, just to be sure. It's like, no, just get them out of the way. Yeah, you want the goals. You want
your 100% certainties to take the first 2, so that if it comes to 4th or 5th penalty, you're not relying on them to send you through. Otherwise, it could be done by the time it gets to them. Because if Morata was 4th or 5th, it doesn't matter, because you didn't get to see him because of Hakimi.
Yeah. And I feel we have to now start praising Morocco in this. Yeah. Yassine Bonner. A round of applause for that man. The man known as Bonner. His goalkeeping certainly wasn't bad.
I knew he's going to get a U2 song in there, and I was trying.
How could I not?
I was just reeling from my head. Can I think of U2 songs? Can I think of U2 songs? And I was like, oh God, he's going to do it himself. Yeah, fantastic performance from Morocco and Bono himself. Absolutely brilliant.
Do you know what's funny as well?
What?
I've seen him linked with Villa.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's like, I want Bono as my backup.
Absolutely brilliant.
Goalkeeper Yassine Bonner.
Villa would actually win a trophy at that rate.
He's not the only player we've been randomly linked with. We'll get more on that one.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I mean, for all we slated Sofian Bifali the last podcast, he actually did pretty well.
This man sent, who was he? Was it Llorente back to Spain with that? Oh my Lord.
Maybe he listened to us slate him in the last podcast and he thought, right.
I don't, he was on one in this one.
He'll show us how to play football, and he was actually better than Hakim Ziyech.
I don't know, Ziyech, like, for all the times that you just see him just walking, he does seem to offer something. Maybe he doesn't fit Chelsea, but you put him in another team where he's probably the main guy, he'll be quality.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't have him at Villa, though, if I'm honest. Our sides are a little bit higher.
Yes. It wouldn't surprise me, though, with Ziyech, if January or this summer he does leave Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it feels like that was set. He's not even getting played under Graham Potter either.
Hakimi's penalty, though, Panenka, and then doing...
Balls.
And then doing the Waddle celebration as well. Absolute 10 out of 10. Love you.
Like, to be fair, if you're going to do it, you do it for the last penalty, or sorry, the winning penalty, where you've got at least a 2-goal cushion. If I miss, I miss.
Yeah.
A lot like a fall, but yeah. The next goal score.
Yeah, it's still pressure on Spain then, even if I miss. Because they still would have had to score.
Yeah, but fantastic.
Spain in penalty shootouts now. That's 4 penalty shootouts they've gone out by, which is a new World Cup record.
I swear I have never seen them win a penalty shootout.
No. They just don't win them at all.
No, they're worse than England. They're definitely England slander on penalties. Spain are much, much worse.
Yeah, 100%. They're just so bad. And it's going to be a very interesting couple of years. They're definitely now into their transition year where we'll see the likes of Busquets, Ramos, Piqué obviously is retired from football, Jordi Alba, and then it wouldn't surprise me within the next few weeks if we see the news that Luis Enrique has left the club, left the national team set up.
Yeah, I was checking a lot of the Spanish media reaction. A lot of the main word coming up is boring.
Yeah. But Morocco, I'm excited to see what they can do in their quarter-final tie against Goncalo Ramos's Portugal.
Ramos's Portugal.
My God, what a player he is.
Jesus Christ. How many games was that for Portugal? Was it like his second game? Was it? Because I know they said he'd only made his debut for Portugal like the month before.
He made his debut September of this year.
That's, nuts.
Yeah,
comes in and star is born.
Scores the first hat-trick of the tournament as well.
Yep.
Right. And
weird fact, he could be the only guy this tournament to say he gets to keep the match ball.
Yeah. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's a football manager prodigy because I always try and sign him on football manager. Like, he scores the goals.
Yeah. I don't know. He could guarantee someone else won't be playing ever again.
Cristiano.
All the limelight on him before the game. He's been benched. Good. Everyone's going, oh no, what are Portugal going to be like? I was going, oh God, they're going to fucking thrash him now.
Yeah. A forward three of Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, and Goncalo Ramos. Yeah, that's a problem for any nation.
That is a problem, and I genuinely think they got a chance of winning this whole tournament now if they play like that.
Yeah. Like, such silky football. They looked absolutely fantastic.
And it was odd, to be honest. I think I expected Switzerland to be a bit more like Morocco and just sit back and soak it all up, and they weren't that at all.
Yeah, they were really poor.
That was one of the worst Switzerland performances I've seen.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that from them. Like,
we say expect extra time and penalties. This is going to be a bore fest.
And
which is exactly why it ended 6-1.
Yes. But then again, we didn't expect Fernando Santos to drop Ronaldo to the bench and put in Goncalo Ramos, though. Let's be honest.
And yet, for all the things that get said about Fernando Santos, he absolutely deserves credit for having the nerve to make that decision.
But he's
finally become the last person other than Piers Morgan to actually stand up to Cristiano Ronaldo.
But is this not? Yeah, going forth, you can't actually be starting.
Oh, Christ, no! If he starts in the quarterfinal, then what was the point?
It's absolutely mental.
Just because it's Morocco, you shouldn't be looking at Morocco and taking that lightly. They'll do what Switzerland should have done. They'll sit back, soak it up, and hit you on the break.
Just look back a couple of hours and see what they did to Spain. And that should be all you need to know, that you don't start Ronaldo, you keep Ramos in the starting 11.
Yeah, they'll happily take you to penalties, and Yasin Bono will yet again try and embarrass you.
But yeah, made some absolutely big decisions, because obviously it wasn't just Ronaldo that got dropped to the bench. Also, João Cancelo dropped down to the bench as well.
That one I was surprised by.
Yeah, I thought he had done well this tournament, and I wasn't expecting to see Diogo Dalot play. But
then again, Diogo Dalot looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's had a bit of a rejuvenation this season, even at United. There's a lot of rumours.
You need an actual proper manager who can work very well with players to make them seem good. Marcus Rashford is another case.
Yeah, and Erik ten Hag seems to be doing that perfectly at this minute in time.
Jadon Sancho's going backwards though, but ignore him.
But if you follow Manchester United news, obviously I know you don't, he hasn't joined up with the team in Spain, so we can solely concentrate on doing stuff individually better, because I know he's been with a couple of coaches over in the Netherlands that Ten Hag knows. I don't know whether it's 1 or 2 Man United coaches have also gone with him, but he's working on his individual stuff. So when it comes to playing in the league again, he knows and he's more acclimatized to this stuff. So it's really interesting to see this type of thing happen. But Portugal and that forward three, I think, has to start going forward in the rest of the tournament. No matter whether they only get to this quarterfinal game or if they could go all the way to the final, I don't see how, barring injury, you don't change that front three.
Yeah, but even with that front three, you're thinking, if an injury comes in, surely you don't go with Ronaldo. You've got to go with the guy who keeps delivering when he comes off the bench in Rafael, who looks quality.
Yeah, oh my God. Like, AC Milan are going to be struggling to keep him over the next 12 months.
That's what they're thinking. They're rolling out the Benjamins.
Yeah. They're going to keep him tied down to a nice big contract, or they're going to rake in the money for him, and it's going to be absolutely
If I'm
brilliant.
Rafael, stay the hell away from Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. I go nowhere near Chelsea if I'm him.
Not suited to him whatsoever.
No. I'd either...
I don't think they are.
No, I'd stay in Milan if Chelsea was the only club that came after me. But you know they're not. You're going to see the likes of Man United linked with him, possibly Arsenal now that Gabriel Jesus.
I don't know. Arsenal could be an interesting one with the Jesus injury.
I mean, what did I say though? When we came back doing this podcast, Arsenal, why I don't see them as title challengers just yet is because they haven't had a big injury to one of their key players. And lo and behold, Gabriel Jesus is now out for 3 months.
Yeah, if they're smart, they're now actively looking for a strong enough replacement for the short term.
But from what I've seen, reports-wise...
There's enough players out there.
Reports-wise, though, what I've seen is they're not going to actually look for a replacement for him.
Then they're handing the title to Man City.
You
got to trust Eddie Nketiah.
And Reece Nelson to step up.
Hey, Reece Nelson scored in the game that he came back.
I mean, he's done okay, but he's not the guy I'm expecting to be scoring week in, week out and making a difference to keep them in the title challenge. But yeah, Portugal looked absolutely phenomenal. And another team that looked great on Monday, Brazil.
They were allowed to look great. South Korea just thought, screw this. Attack them.
Yeah. And that proved to be Paulo Bento's last game in charge of South Korea as he stepped down afterwards.
I think secretly he was quite happy.
Yeah.
He's been through the ringer of this tournament.
I mean, the moment of this tournament that stick out in my head was him being in the stands and getting told to sit down by the fan behind him.
Was he told to do that? Because it didn't seem that. To me, it was told, can you start talking really loudly? That's what I think. He was going... Like, put the hands down, like, just calm down. Like, fuck, bro, I'm the manager.
But at the same time, he was standing at that time, so he was like, can you sit?
But he was doing what I would do at the Villa, just sit, like, the chair's upright, but sit on the top of that.
You perched on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You perched on the chair.
He wasn't even in the way.
No. Obviously, Brazil were able to welcome back Neymar to the starting 11, managed to get a goal. But yeah, Brazil just looked absolutely phenomenal in this game.
Yeah, enough about Neymar. R9 is in the building. Richarlison. My God, this guy.
He suddenly seems great for Brazil. Like, he has that one interview with R9, the original Ronaldo. and now he has turned into El Phenomenal.
Like, yeah, Richarlison is reaping the rewards of being surrounded by quality players.
Shame he's at Tottenham.
I put that down to the style of football at Tottenham. That's the only reason I think he'd be struggling there.
Yeah. And the fact that he's got to try and get in front. And you got to be fighting Harry Kane for your position up front. Yeah,
true. But I'm afraid we have to lower the mood now because there were some horrific scenes in this game. But it was marred by horrific scenes of celebration.
Disgusting celebration.
Disgusting. Honestly, how dare they? Like, have some respect. Do they not know how this game works? Do they not know this is the Premier League? You don't do this in England. Exactly. Oh, no, wait, it's the World Cup.
Oh, and Brazil are known for samba dancing their whole lives.
Fuck me, the day after. I just knew it because it's this country, and it's just so backwards. They love to have a go at people for the most normal of stuff.
Mm.
Make Richarlison do a little pigeon dance, if anything. That's more respectable to England.
Exactly. There's enough bloody pigeons over here. He will feel like he's at home.
Yeah. Admittedly, maybe I was slightly drifting towards it after they'd done the group one, but then they'd all do their individual ones like 5 minutes later. It's like, right, lads, come on.
Yeah, it's not bloody.
It's going to be 20 minutes of added time the way you're going.
Like, Jesus Christ, lads, come on. You know, if you've not been paying attention to the rest of the World Cup, we've been adding 6 million years worth of added time. Like, fucking hell, lads. Celebrate, do your little dance. But you can do the main dance at full time once you're already through.
Yeah, but they deserved it because they were great in this, and they're probably just edging it as the favourites right now. And you look at the run to the final, it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously come up against Croatia Friday, then in the semis they'll face the winner of Argentina versus Netherlands.
Which my wall chart says differently because for some reason it's the opposite.
No, I'm looking at it now.
No, my wall chart, stupid 4-4-2 world chart, is saying that the winner of Brazil-Croatia would actually play the winner of Portugal and Morocco.
Nope, that would be the England.
You stupid bastards. No, it isn't.
Don't worry.
I can't. It's ruined my whole wall chart. It's screwed.
It's ruined it. It's absolutely
ruined
it. Nice.
What was that
Cheers,
from again?
son's crying. I don't even know, you know.
Oh, God. No.
Right, anyway, let's carry on with the roundup. Japan versus Croatia.
Heartbreaking.
Is it? Because they've only
because I felt I wanted Japan to go through.
To learn how to take penalties.
Yeah, that was it.
Like, well.
I was heartbroken for them, and then their penalties happened.
Like, it's not even like Dominik Livkovic had much to do. He was just, cool. No. I'll just dive. It was easy for him.
Like, tall goalkeeper, but it's like it was straight at you. Straight at you, mate.
It's one of them where I feel like it shoved me in goal, and I would have saved them penalties.
No, steady on.
But it is a bit sad to see their run come to an end because everyone has that nice feel-good factor about them. But
they gave it a go every time they played. I was rooting for them. Maeda was probably the best player in the whole game, running all over the place.
I mean, where's he at now?
Celtic.
Oh, is he?
He doesn't play regularly though, and he gets criticised a bit by the manager because he doesn't do that. What does he do this?
Be very interesting to see if this World Cup performance has put in a good move for him away from Celtic.
Like, you'd like to think there's quite a few players that have stood out and will get a few moves. I forgot to say with Morocco, Amrabat, he's getting a Prem move if they want him.
Back to the Prem. Because
he was at Watford, wasn't he? He was that guy.
Yeah, no. Did he go to QPR? Was it QPR or something?
They called him Sofian Amrabat, but it's Nordin Amrabat. It's the same guy, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, if it's the same guy, then get him back in the Prem. I don't know who he'd be best suited. Like, admittedly, love him at Villa. Don't know where he fits in there. Admittedly, our midfield too is pretty solid.
For now.
But Douglas Luiz going nowhere. He signed his long-term contract, so. And Kamara's only going to come into his own. So, we didn't even talk about that transfer rumour. I've just realised. Ignored the hilarious transfer. Back to Portugal. Because João Felix put in such an amazing performance that he has impressed the board at Aston Villa. How is this a rumour? How is this a thing?
I don't even know where to.
No. Like, I want to be, oh my God, this is amazing. We're going to get Champions League. But there's no chance.
No. God, no. I mean, as much as I respect the Villa and everything they've done recently, they're not going to be, considering the rumours that Atletico want to recoup as much money as they spent on him, which was 120 120 million euros, if I remember correctly, back in 2019, was it? No,
Yeah, he was 100 million euros, wasn't he?
100 million to 120
He was
with
the
all
world
the
record
add-ons and that.
transfer. Was he the world record transfer for a little while?
No, because that was post Neymar.
Was it post Neymar? Okay.
Yeah, he moved post Neymar because Neymar's been at PSG amazingly like 5 years now.
Yeah, that's weird, but yes, no chance, no chance. As much as I would love it, because he's back at excellent backup to Leon Bailey.
Could you imagine though, Danny Ings and João Felix sharing the same locker room?
Genuinely, because João Felix can sort of play as a second striker, we don't even have to play a striker. You know, team our front two could genuinely be João Felix and Leon Bailey.
Doesn't eat what happened.
Every word there behind, and Jacob Ramsey as well. What a team!
Anyway, enough about potential career mode crazy stuff. Let's get back to the
It didn't help that bloody Villa Twitter was all these João Felix compilations. There's like, oh, get him in my team.
Let's be honest. If he's not wanted at Atletico Madrid, why on earth would he go to Aston Villa? Like, could you imagine that transition from Madrid to Birmingham? Jesus. Anyway, back to the football, onto the fixtures now that took place on Sunday, and England looked really, really dominant against Senegal.
Yeah, I don't know. How dare we start fearing about England? It's coming home. What are you talking about? It's in the air.
All right, Phil Collins.
It's coming over for Christmas. Have you not been saying it?
I'm pessimistic still, but yeah, fantastic.
Thoughts on the Three Lions new song? Have you heard it?
No, I haven't.
You've really not heard it, man? Yeah.
It's one of them where I heard about it and I was like, I'm not going to listen to it. It feels quite cringe.
No, it's okay. It's not the original, but it's all right.
Fair enough.
Good, gets a good women's football mention in it. I know you like that one.
I mean, they fucking finally have to, as the women have done better than the men.
Yeah, 28 weeks of hurt, if we include the women's game.
Yes. Anyway, 3-0 win. Kane, Saka, Henderson with the goals. Great performance from Jordan Henderson and Jude Bellingham in that midfield.
We said it was a good performance, but it looked ropey for those first 40 minutes. Senegal were having all the chances.
Yeah, they definitely looked to the stronger side for them. For
Harry Maguire was slowly morphing into what we know him as.
Mm-hmm.
But then up stepped Jude Bellingham. This man
Birmingham lad.
Starbridge. Close to not technically one of us, but he's close enough.
It's still classed. Anyone from outside of Birmingham is classing Starbridge as Birmingham, let's be honest.
Yeah, the blue-nosed prick is a pretty good player, isn't he?
I mean, we don't need to be that harsh. I know he's a blue nose and you're a villain, but fuck me, he's a good player. Like.
So I have to take the Jack Grealish approach. If you saw that interview, yeah, he's a very good player, but he's got his weaknesses. You know, he's a blue nose.
Yes.
Can't have it all.
That was brilliant from Bellingham. But yeah,
those two have great banter between each other.
Yes. Although I still can't get over Jack Grealish's one when he said England were a different slice of vegetable.
And did you say he said sliced bread in another one? This guy.
I was like, fucking hell, Jack, get your sayings right for fuck's sake. It's not that hard.
What?
But yeah, I think after England scored that first goal, Senegal really didn't offer that much of a threat.
No, the game was pretty much there for England at that point. Again, Jude Bellingham. It was an even better run.
Yeah.
Then who was it that then put the ball through to Kane?
Phil
Foden. I want to say it was Foden. Again, starting in his quality.
Yep.
Even if maybe he was slightly anonymous for a lot of this.
But gets the 2 assists for the second and third goal, as he said, for Bukayo Saka as well.
Exactly.
Overall good performance, and it sets up a very, very interesting quarter-final tie against France after they beat Poland 3-1. Kylian Mbappe scoring twice, and Olivier Giroud now becoming the all-time men's for French leading goal scorer because he's still
for
a
about a
massive
year.
way.
For about a year or two until Mbappe comes along and takes it.
Yeah. How many
It's
goals has
inevitable.
Mbappe?
I'm telling you, Mbappe, I've said this, I think he's going to be the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer by maybe the next one, the way he's going.
Yeah. He's got 20 goals in 43 games for France.
If I'm going to go for the Eni Aluko analogy, that's almost a goal a game.
I mean, yes, that was a slip of the
unfortunate,
tongue moment,
but the pile-on afterwards was just horrific. I felt for her in that moment.
You know, if a male commentator or pundit said that, they wouldn't have got the same slander.
Like, do any of you watch Soccer Saturday weekly?
Exactly.
All Burson's at it every week.
Yes. We can get him trying to pronounce some players' names. Fucking hell, who'd think he'd been on the beers the night before?
Oh yeah, but because he can't pronounce Haaland correctly.
But yeah, France totally dominated this game. Doesn't really surprise me because you look at that Poland team and
Poland didn't even try. It felt like it wasn't like Morocco we're going to counter them afterwards. They didn't do that enough.
And so cool for Matty Cash being able to deal with Mbappe. Was that you saying the
shut
other
up.
day?
I think he did pretty well in moments. Did you not see him beat him for pace at one point?
Yeah.
Just about though. I will add.
Yeah, let's get that clip.
It doesn't matter what Matty Cash has had the best World Cup of anyone. He has ended the tournament with Messi's shirt, Mbappe's shirt, and a photo of Ronaldinho on a beach somewhere in Dubai.
What a World Cup. Shame he didn't come home with a trophy though.
No, his reward is straight back to training with the Villa team because he's already with them in Dubai.
I feel for the lad. Not the fact that he doesn't have a break, but he has to go back to the Villa.
Involved in all the actual physical stuff, though. It looks like he's still enjoying the break. I just saw the picture of him with all the players.
Yeah, it's probably one of them where this next week and a bit before league action resumes, he'll just be taking training sessions and all that, and then.
I think he's had a good tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, he hasn't actually been that bad.
£50 billion in the summer.
To where?
Atletico were leagues, remember?
Yeah. Swap deal for João Felix?
Absolutely. We'll give you 50 million and Matty Cash. Call that evens.
Yeah.
That adds up to 100.
Yeah, you're getting cash on cash. Dare we say it could be... that's really tickled you.
That's one of your better ones out. Fair play.
Are we set for a France-Brazil final, though, do you think?
It's getting there, or if not, the fabled Messi-Ronaldo final.
I mean, I don't see that being the final.
It would be unlikely.
It is potential.
That's like the one you'd expect if it wasn't Brazil-France. Yeah.
Speaking of Argentina, beat Australia 2-1 with Messi and Julio.
Just about, not for my goalkeeper.
And let's also say Lisandro Martinez put in a good performance when he came on.
It's always like he actually does offer a little bit more than Otamendi.
And he's actually a good defender.
It's funny. Commentators are talking about Romero. I don't know if Romero should be in this squad. That's 39-year-old Otamendi's playing.
Yeah.
I know he's 34, but he looks about 39. Maybe even older.
Oh, yeah, he looks so old. But, yeah, when you've got Lisandro Martinez on the bench...
Imagine Mbappe running at him.
He'll be sent into a retirement home after that. But yeah, good performance from Martinez.
Getting bad enough saying Cody Gakpo up against him.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
I know you are.
But yeah, just about beating Australia 2-1 in the end.
Better play to Australia, I have to say. They gave it a go. Looked okay. Could have nicked it, sent it to extra time at the end.
Definitely wasn't as easy as many people probably thought it was going to be.
But it also has to be mentioned, Lionel Messi was probably playing his best game of the whole tournament.
Oh, yeah. He was
cooking in
that
this.
game.
He was cooking.
Yeah. But I feel like that's his way in major tournaments. He takes a while to build up, and then he has that one game where he's absolutely phenomenal.
And you can now say he is, out of the two, only him has scored in a knockout stage.
Yep. Ronaldo's too busy warming the bench.
He's too busy walking offside, like 5 yards.
Exactly. Oh. Yeah, good win for us, Argentina. And like you said, they've set up a quarter-final tie with the Netherlands after they beat the US 3-1. I think that was really comfortable. Yeah.
That was the best Netherlands ever looked.
100%.
And I'm also all here for Louis van Gaal afterwards, just denouncing any other nation. Like Brazil, nah, they're just a counter-attack team.
Yeah, it was just...
I'd say that when Messi's not on the ball, they look awful.
Yeah.
Come at England, Louis. Like, where's your England comments? Oh, no, England are good.
Yes. Great game for Denzel Dumfries as well. 2 assists and a goal. I mean, he's another one that's been linked with...
criminal for the USA, though, just to leave him open like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, lads. You've got to do better there.
It's like, to put this in American terms, it's like leaving the wide receiver open, where the quarterback just hasn't spotted him.
Exactly. Great reference there.
No one's going to
No. But what did it tell you when we recorded earlier on this week that we're going to lose because of Charles Barkley's guarantee?
Yeah.
And what happens? They lose.
Yeah, they got battered.
Yes. It just outperformed in all aspects of the game. And it was a comfortable 3-1 victory in the end for the Netherlands. So looking ahead to the quarterfinal ties, they are on Friday. So we start off with Croatia versus Brazil at 3 p.m, then followed by that Netherlands versus Argentina tie. And then on Saturday, Morocco, Portugal's your first game, and then England playing France in the evening.
I think we know what we want from this the most. That is, well, you maybe don't, but I need to see Brazil versus Argentina
in the quarters. Yeah,
the semis. You mean
semi? Sorry, yeah. That is of the Dutch. I really want to see Argentina versus Brazil in the semi-final.
And I don't think they've met at a World Cup before. The game already has enough stakes when it's not being played at a World Cup. Imagine it in the semi-final.
Yeah. There may be someone out there that knows the full stats on that, but
I can't recall them ever playing each other at a World Cup.
No, I can't. I was thinking off the top of my head, I don't remember any of the times that they've faced each other. But that could be good. And then I think England, France, all eyes going to be on it this weekend. Should be a fantastic game.
The way I'd like to see with England is if you can handle Mbappe, then you've given yourself a big chance.
Yeah.
Although we need to stop hyping Kyle Walker as the man who's going to stop him now, because I don't know what Kyle Walker they've all been watching.
Yeah. I mean,
decent
Kyle
player,
Walker's just not that guy.
But Mbappe's going to kill him.
Yes. He needs to speak to Aaron Wan-Bissaka beforehand as to how he dealt with him in that night in Paris. Because actually, Wan-Bissaka pocketed Mbappe that game.
Should have called Wan-Bissaka up.
Switched nationalities.
Oh, you know, if he wouldn't have had to if he got called up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game on Saturday, and I think if England win that, it would then prove to me that they are the real deal. And
and maybe the chance never had been better given Portugal or Morocco.
Yeah,
but that way the Portugal played does scare me a little bit more than France.
Just a tad more, but
it feels like they're more complete.
Yeah. where with France, you think it's too heavily reliant on Mbappe and
Just
Giroud at the
slightly.
minute.
Just slightly, yeah.
Where I feel like with Portugal, it is, like you say, a more roundedness. We will have a recap of the games on Sunday after they're all played, and a preview to the semi-finals, which take place on Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, I know football till Friday, man. This is depressing.
Men's football. I've still got Champions League.
Well, there is that, yes. But if they want to, well, I've just said this before, if they want to know about women's football and maybe the Women's Champions League that is taking place, where can they go for that?
It's obviously Women's Football Talk on YouTube, WF Talks, or just type in Women's Football Talk on Twitter and on Instagram as well. And we'll have updates from the games taking place this evening and tomorrow. So if you're missing the men's game, you have Women's Champions League action to look forward to over the
There
next
is
2
always
days.
football everywhere.
Yes. No matter what country, where you're in the world, there will always be football on. Right, that is everything for this. We'll be back, obviously, like I said, to look back at the quarter-final ties, and we are getting ever closer to the Premier League being back and a crazy January transfer window is what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these Christmas games, not even Christmas games, the Boxing Day games. I still don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just because I don't know which players are going to be available.
Yeah, there is that.
Not so much a worry in my case for Villa, but United, you could potentially. You should be scared that Portugal are doing good now because that's no Fernandes. Well, they don't Bruno. Don't know Bruno. He'd find a way to come back still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit worrying, but hey, nothing I can do about it, and it's going to be.
It's Arsenal. I should be fearing for if Brazil get through.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've already lost Jesus. They don't want to be losing Martinelli for a long period of time.
Yeah. But no, that is all.
Yeah. And we shall see you later on this week.
Yeah, see ya.